As you can see, it's getting to be Christmas time. I have the best gift ever. I believe it's a working propane system. After doing some additional research, I found the source of my problem, I believe. What I did was, number one, did further research on what exactly is the purpose of a pressure regulator on top of the tank if I already have a dual stage regulator that goes from tank pressure down to that 11-inch water column. And ultimately, what I found out is that regulator is there to prevent condensation inside of your propane lines. If that line is too long, I think there's the numbers I saw is about 4 to 5 feet is the limit of the length. My hose that I had was 10 feet, so significantly above either of those. Condensation can occur in those lines, and then as you use the propane, it's going to push through your regulator and into the rest of your distribution system. In my case, I had a kind of lowered loop that fed into the furnace. Liquid was gathering there and preventing proper flow into the furnace and causing a lot of the issues. So I did drain that out. It was a measurable amount of liquid that was in all of my piping. So I drained it out, blew it out with compressed air, and got things as dry as I possibly could. Now, that doesn't tell me why I could not have, the regulator on the tank and then the dual stage regulator on the RV. Other members and other visitors at the park that I'm at have these large tanks and dual stage regulators, no problems. One of them actually has the large tank and then a step down regulator. Well, it's the large tank and then the 10 psi regulator from the propane company, then a 30 psi regulator, then a dual stage regulator. So multi-regulators shouldn't be an issue, right? But I was having a lot of problem. Now, knowing that I had condensation in my lines, that condensation had to go through my dual stage regulator. I made the decision to go ahead and try to replace that with a brand new one, and what follows is my findings of putting that regulator in place. So this has been quite the adventure. I think I finally have everything working right. So this Camco regulator apparently had some issues because it was unable to achieve that 11-inch water column. This is dropping things down to 10 or so psi. It is plumbed through and connected into a brand new regulator that I just bought, and that's dual stage, adjustable. It's a Mr. Heater brand. I'll put the part number down in the description. And then that's plumbed in. We've got the water heater going and the furnace going. And I have 3 burners on the stove going. And that is a beautiful number. One other thing that I did to make it possible to easily run the furnace, water heater, and stove and do the measurement and not have this manometer set up inside, I created a T setup so that I could hook the manometer up out here where I would be adjusting everything, and also that happens to be a low point drain in case there is any condensation that comes in the future. So I believe that the saga of the messed up propane just may be complete. All in all, I am so pleased that this problem is finally resolved. Now, I am going to go ahead and keep the regulator that I took off, the Camco one, and it's it's useful enough if something happens to the Mr. Heater one that I bought today. Now, I don't think that it's something that I'm ever going to be able to use in a multi-regulation standpoint. And hopefully the Mr. Heater one lasts for, more than a few months. But with the tank-mounted 10 psi regulator, I should be able to prevent condensation from getting through any of the lines, and theoretically then should have no problems with the Mr. Heater one lasting many seasons. So with that, I'm going to call this saga of propane problems done. I'm Todd. This is the Alcohol-Free RV, where we do mods and repairs and upgrades along the way. See you next time.